Well, this is a very special video.
Very special because we are getting off-road for the first time in the new 4Runner 6th generation.
2025 model. And this is not just any 4Runner. This is the new Trail Hunter edition.
Exactly. So this is one of the two top dog off-road trims of the 4Runner.
Yeah, dude. And we've taken Tacoma Trail Hunter and Tacoma TRD Pro off-road as well.
Quite a bit, actually.
But the 4Runner is special because shorter wheelbase.
Yeah.
Better breakover angle.
Yeah, should be better departure angle. So there's going to be a couple perks here specifically with this 4Runner, and this is our first chance to get behind the wheel of it, period, whether on-road or off-road. And this video is all about how these rock crawl and handle some of these tough conditions, because that's ultimately what the 4Runner is really about.
Yeah, it's getting out there. And of course, we'll talk about pricing, all the specs. Do you want to show some of the cameras?
Yeah, so here in the new 4Runner, one of the nice things about this new generation is the updates in technology. So the previous 5th generation 4Runner was pretty old school.
Long in the tooth.
Yeah, came out in 2009.
Yes.
So about 15 years ago.
What were you doing in 2009, by the way?
Well, I was 11 years old, Andre, so I wasn't doing much, playing Xbox.
Yeah.
But look at that technology. We've got some really nice stuff here.
Yeah, and with the Trail Hunter, this is basically the top dog new 4Runner. And I kind of like when manufacturers do this. You have all the luxury features, all the off-road tech, all of the, hybrid powertrain as well. And the only thing you can choose is a color, really.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not many things you can choose.
This is truly a top dog trim. Now, why don't I pop out into the wind here? I'll brave these conditions that we've got in Southern California so that I can show you from the outside.
Yeah,
doing a little
bit
crawling.
articulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how it does. All right, so one of the things I can do here is I can disconnect my front stabilizer bar, and that should allow me for a little bit more articulation. So I can do easy things like this. And yes, I may lift a tire, but here's the whole thing about off-roading. First of all, tires matter a lot. We'll show you the tires in a second. Second of all, you want to keep those tires as much as possible on terra firma, which means you want as much suspension flexibility and articulation as possible. And this new 4Runner, at least in the Trail Hunter, I have a little bit of traction control coming in. My rear locker is not enabled yet, but it pulled me through very easily without much fuss. Not bad, actually. This is a nice little crawler.
As far as off-road features that we have here,
I used my front bar disconnect. I did not yet use my locker.
Okay.
But I can.
That was all traction control.
That was all traction control.
Pretty nice.
But I don't know if you noticed from the outside, there wasn't a lot of fuss. It just kind of got me going.
Yeah, it seemed to do it really without a hitch. We are also in low range here. So this is a part-time 4-wheel drive system, as 4Runners generally are. So 4 low, 4 high, 2 high. We're in 4 low.
And I have my multi-terrain select, and I have a few options. I have auto mode. I have sand, mud, and rock. And really, I'm gonna put it in sand. It's very, very dry right now.
It is.
So I think sand should be a pretty good setting for us.
Yeah, so we're just outside of San Diego.
We're near the Mexican border, actually.
Yeah, so very, very far south in the state. And we have a couple cool obstacles that we'll be able to drive this Trail Hunter over. I think still the most aggressive rock crawling that we'll do with this is going to happen once we get one of these back in Colorado.
Yeah, most likely. And right now, our Rocky Mountains are covered in snow, and that's a whole different ball game. And hopefully we can do some of that. So now I am, let me see if I side tilt. Dude, we're almost approaching 30 degrees.
Yeah, we're leaned over pretty far. One of the nice things with both this Trail Hunter and the TRD Pro is that these particular models, especially of the 4Runner, are very wide. They have a wide stance.
They're 3 inches wider than a standard 4Runner. Dude, look, we can see the ground over there.
Yeah, we're tipped over a good bit. So definitely a stable platform, I would say, on this 4Runner. There's going to be some trails like in Colorado where that width might mean a bit of extra pinstriping. This Trail Hunter, the fender flares on it are a flat finish versus the TRD Pro, which is designed a little less as a rock crawler like the Trail Hunter, a little bit more like a high-speed desert runner, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
The TRD Pro has a gloss painted fender flare. So I think for a place like the Rocky Mountains where we live, this Trail Hunter is probably going to be the better option.
Yeah, and the Trail Hunter has a slightly different damper setup, right?
Yeah.
The TRD Pro is on Foxes. This is really Old Man Emu, if I say it correctly.
Yeah, I think that's the correct way.
Australian type tuning. But there's one huge problem with
What's
the
that?
Trail Hunter. I was just looking at the door sticker
Oh, the payload?
payload.
Tell me about it.
895 pounds,
Yeah, it's
which
not a ton.
is, I'm proud to say that I'm about 240.
Yeah,
And if you put 4 of me in this truck, then you might be out of payload.
well, also think about the fact that these new Forerunners are rated to tow 6,000 pounds. So if you have the typical 10% of tongue weight on the hitch that we use usually here in the States,
Yes.
then that would be 600 pounds on the hitch,
Yes.
plus you, 240.
You're almost done.
Yeah, you pretty much couldn't bring anything else.
So, like, if my wife wanted to come along, or my little dog, Jack,
They might have to be on the trailer.
of course, we're making it a little bit more extreme, but I think it's an illustration that
It's not a ton of payload.
it's not. I mean, I want to see at least 1,000.
Would be nice.
And in the Tacoma Trail Hunter, you have about 1,200 pounds of payload, which is actually a little bit more usable.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Now we're not going super fast right now here in the Trail Hunter, but I gotta say, suspension comfort on this is really good.
Spot on, dude.
They nailed the ride.
Yeah, I think they did. And you and I, we drove this on the highways to get here,
Yeah.
and it's also a very comfortable ride on the highway as well.
Do we want to see if we can capture one of the cool things about the raised air intake here
Yeah.
on this Trail Hunter?
It doesn't get old.
No, I think you and I are both childish enough
Yeah.
to really enjoy that sound. It's pretty cool.
You get the blow-off valve, you get the turbo spool. But if you always, own this for months or years, I don't know if your, significant other would enjoy that.
Especially if you cruise with the windows down a lot, then you might start to bug your passenger with that sound. Because if you're going on a consistent uphill grade, you hear it pulling in air, and it's pretty loud.
Yeah, it is. But with the window closed, it actually isolates it quite nicely.
It's not too bad. If you're not listening to music, you can still hear it even with the window closed. But if you listen to music and you kind of tone it out, it's not too bad.
Yeah, but we always listen to music. I mean, not just right now while we're talking. But...
Yeah.
All right, so I think there's going to be a little creek crossing coming up
See if
here.
I can jump out and get you crossing.
Hang on a second. Wow, another little gully. This is not it. This is something else.
Visibility as well is actually pretty good.
Not too bad, although that hood is out there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a boxy hood, but you can see to the side pretty well. So I
Yeah.
think I'm impressed with it overall. Should we see if he's okay with
Yeah,
me
he
jumping
should
out?
be okay.
Yeah.
So here's a situation where there are 2 rocks on both sides of me, but I feel really, really confident. I have my camera views. I can see what's happening next to my front passenger side tire. I can see what's happening next to my driver's side tire, and a little bit of rock crawling. This is not super difficult. This is a first drive event. We were invited here by Toyota, and pretty easy. You're going slowly. Thank you for your help.
No worries. Keep you off the sharp stuff and the big stuff.
I appreciate it. I don't want to change a tire right now.
No. We had one last year. Happened right before this.
I gotcha. Got a nice spotter. All right, so let's see. So there was some water here last year. There is no water here now. I do have my proximity warnings going off. I can turn those off.
Andre, I was just on the outside as you were crawling.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing about this,
What?
watching it, is the amber lights up front. Pretty cool.
Dude, yeah, I mean, this has the look, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were mindful not to change it too much.
For sure.
Forerunner has been so popular for over 41 years. This is the 6th generation, and I think it looks really sharp.
The looks on the 5th gen is definitely not what we wanted to see updated in any huge dramatic way, because a 5th gen Forerunner aged really well. That was a good looking vehicle. This does feel like an evolution of that design and of that style in a really good way.
And they increased the wheelbase just slightly. It's now 112.2 inches, which is kind of a Toyota magic number.
It's a special number for them,
Because it also translates to 2,850 millimeters,
Yep.
which they've had on like 80 series Land Cruisers, 100 series, 200 series.
Some of their most iconic.
Some of their most iconic off-roaders have that same wheelbase.
Yeah. So it's a good combination. It's a good overall wheelbase, because too short can get too tippy, too long, and your breakover is not very good. This seems like a pretty decent compromise. Should we talk a little bit about price yet?
No, let me articulate. Can you
We're gonna
shoot
wait.
this from the back?
Yeah, for sure.
See if my rear axle articulates and how that goes?
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for braving that environment.
The haboob.
But by the way, you know, right before that obstacle, there was a little crossing.
Yeah.
That was full of water last year.
Yeah. Not right now.
No. Did I get a little tippy?
It didn't look too bad. It was also pretty hard for me to keep my eyes open because there's a lot of dust kicking up.
Yeah.
But
So these Trail Hunters and TRD Pros, because they're only available with the hybrid system,
yeah,
they go on sale at the end of February 2025. By the way, we need to talk about power specs.
yeah, absolutely. So these models are hybrid only, 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. And like every model of Forerunner, it's going to have an 8-speed automatic transmission. So that follows right in line with the Tacoma powertrain options.
And also in line with the Land Cruiser powertrain as well.
Exactly. So you're going to have quite a bit of extra power compared to the old 5th gen Forerunner, which is going to be nice, especially for people like us who live up in the mountains. I-70, we've got some steep grades, high elevation. That extra power, that extra torque, and those extra gears in the transmission are really going to make a world of difference in your quality of life taking one of these up into the mountains.
Yeah, and then 23 mpg city for the hybrid, iForce Max, about 24 on the highway, about 23 combined, which is a lot better than the previous gen Forerunner also.
Sure is.
But what we do notice about Toyota truck hybrid systems, they're really not meant for efficiencies. They're more meant for power.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That 23 mpg in the city is only about 4 mpg better than the non-hybrid version of this. So like you said, it's more about power.
Exactly. And finally, price. We talked about that really the only option is exterior color on this, but the price starts at just under $67,000.
Yeah, so it is pricey, like
For
you
the Trail
said.
Hunter.
This is pretty much fully optioned. There's not really anything else for you to spec on top of that. So that 66,900 MSRP gets you just about every feature you could ask for, and that's the exact same pricing as the TRD Pro.
Exactly. But the new 2025 Forerunner starts at about $42,000 with destination.
Yeah.
That's for a two-wheel drive model SR5. And then it goes on and on and on. Like the TRD Off-Road starts at around 49-ish, 50.
Yep.
And then you arrive here at 67.
Yeah.
Let's go drive the Pro.
Now, Andre, we've made our way through the trims of the Forerunner all the way up here to the TRD Pro. So this is right in line with the Trail Hunter for being at the very top of the food chain
It is.
in the Forerunner lineup.
Yeah, it's the most off-road capable. It also has all the luxury features. And this is more in their lineup for faster speed off-road driving. And we can show you some of the TRD Pro suspension. It's quite unique.
Yeah, so we've actually got these TRD branded upper control arms, which is pretty cool. Obviously, it's a different suspension setup on this than just a standard 4Runner. So we've got Fox suspension here.
Oh, you know what? We have it here. Let's check it out.
Almost like it was set up just for that reason, Andre.
And also they're adjustable. So this is basically the front coilover.
Yep.
It's not super heavy. I mean, you can lift it up. Here in the front of the there's this valve that you could select.
Yeah.
There's 3 settings. Make it a little bit stiffer and a little bit more compliant.
Yeah, and you can see a piggyback reservoir here on the other shock.
Yeah, this is the rear.
Yeah, which is all pretty cool.
Right here.
So this is going to be a big part of the driving characteristics and ride quality that you're going to find on the TRD Pro. It being a higher speed runner, it's going to be very plush over bumps, whoops, even jumps, as we've found out.
Absolutely. And also the TRD Pro and the Trail Hunter are also a little bit wider
Yeah.
than every other 4Runner, about 3 inches overall. That's why they have additional fender flares.
Can I add in one slight complaint?
What is it?
So on the Trail Hunter, these flares, they're flat black, so a little less susceptible to getting scratched.
Yeah.
But here on the TRD Pro, which granted is meant to be more of an open space, desert, high speed kind of rig, but I think if you take this on some tight trails in Colorado as wide as this is, these are going to be a little susceptible to pinstriping.
It could be possible, but then, you know, you have to be adventurous, Case, okay? And you have to kind of keep moving, rolling with the punches like we are today.
Yeah.
All right, so this is really a comparison of the new 4Runner Trail Hunter to the new 4Runner TRD Pro. And so we want to show you a little bit of both. And my buddy Case, he's actually braving the elements. He is standing on the course so he could see where I'm driving, and so he can capture some of that footage for you. Okay, but I've got 4-wheel drive high, and this is kind of a faster course. Ooh, I need to climb this. All right, let me see if I can climb this. I'm using my cameras. Ooh, this is pretty steep. Yes. My traction control is disabled. Hopefully I can do a little bit of a slide. So, like Case was saying, TRD Pro is really a kind of a fast driving setup in the Toyota's arsenal. So, really, what the Trail Hunter is meant to be maybe, you know, loaded with some extra gear, you know, traveling slowly. The TRD Pro, of course, can do the same thing, but the suspension is set up a little bit also with fast off-road driving in mind. I've never driven this course before, so I'm trying to be very mindful. Definitely a lot of comfort. These tires are a big deal. These are Toyo Open Country AT3s. They're about 33 inches in diameter, and they're very grippy. They're also compliant, and we haven't really aired down at all. Oops, sorry. We haven't aired down at all, but these tires are, at least for what I'm doing now, kind of this motocross type park. They're behaving really well, and I feel totally confident. I can navigate really steep inclines. Ooh. Oh, now it's getting a little bit more technical, a little bit more narrow. Let me see. I'm gonna try to descend this hill. And you're probably wondering about pricing. TRD Pro and the Trail Hunter cost the same. They both start at around $66,900 plus destination. So you're kind of in the $68,000 range, and there are not a lot of options or you could add to it. You can accessorize them, of course, and you can do that endlessly. But as far as what the vehicle comes with, it basically comes with everything. You choose your color. This is the Ice Cap White, and that's about it. I want to show you a couple other things. So there's a lever here.
A lever?
Yeah, a lever, and you can actually tumble this forward. The TRD Pro does not have a third row, like some of the others, but there's still a little cubby here.
Yeah.
So maybe a chair, a folding chair, maybe some other equipment, maybe straps.
Yeah, so you get a little access there. And then if you fold that seat back down, you'll notice that as many similarities as this has to the TRD Pro Tacoma,
Yes.
in its powertrain and some of the different design elements, you'll notice that we don't have here the isodynamic seats, which does free up a little bit of extra leg room in the second row, which is nice.
Yeah, if you have car seats for your kids, child seats, there's anchors right here, and there's some Velcro. Let me get in and let's see if I can be comfy.
Because you're what, more than 6'2"?
Yeah, just about, just almost 6'3". I'm okay. You know, I have just enough headroom, just enough legroom. If these were isodynamic seats,
Yeah, it'd start to be an
wouldn't
issue.
be able to
For sure.
sit here.
Yeah, and then on the outside, we've got a much slimmer, well, we don't really have a roof rack. We've got roof rails.
Yeah.
So unlike the Trail Hunter, you're not going to have as substantial of a setup up there. But one thing that I do like they've done on the TRD Pro is they've actually stamped TRD Pro into the tailgate. So they didn't go cheap and just put decals on there that's in the sheet metal, and it looks really good.
Exactly, and also this is blacked out, so it's kind of a little bit more dark blacked out theme. The hitch is here. Case, we tow a lot, right, at TFL
Sure do.
Truck and TFL Off-Road. This hitch looks very similar to the Tacoma, and it's kind of a double wall right here.
Yeah, so it can be
So you need a longer pin if
Yeah.
you're towing trailers with this.
be an issue if, I mean, you can get new pins. That's not a huge
Yeah, that's fine. And also the wiring is hidden here. And the lowest point here is the actual kind of a spare tire. So this should be protected right here. No big deal. And the departure angle, I think, is close to 24 degrees, which is actually a pretty good departure angle.
Yeah, so good angles on this vehicle overall. While we're on the outside, Andre, we also got to walk around and check out one of my favorite things that you get on the TRD Pro Tacoma, as well as on the TRD Pro of this 4Runner here. Look at that, hood scoop.
But it's not functional, is it? Let's look. Uh-oh.
Oh, you
Okay.
might be right.
This is not really functional, but do you know what it is?
Tell me.
Look. This, I haven't seen this yet. This is kind of a performance air intake.
Yeah, it looks good.
TRD. It does differentiate this. This does make it a specific, unique look.
Yeah, I really like the look of it. I do wish it also had the functionality, but if nothing else, it adds some
Light bar.
aggressive looks to the
Light
front
bar.
end. Yeah.
So the TRD Pro and the Trail Hunter have a light bar.
Yeah, exactly. We've got these rigid lights that are built into the sides as well, which is pretty nice.
And really nice cutouts. This is about 33 degrees of approach here, and really nice cutout. You can see a lot of tire right there.
Yeah, that way when it's coming down the road at you, you really see a lot of that extra rubber you get on the off-road trims.
But what about price, Case?
Well, that's where things get a little sticky because it's
Yeah.
not cheap.
So it starts at about $66,700 before destination charges. There are not a lot of options. You could choose exterior colors and some trim as well. But it's almost, what, $68,000? That's the price.
About, yeah, 67,000, but once you factor in, yeah, the destination, it gets up there.
All right, so there's a little bit of a jump, and I'm once again in the TRD Pro 4Runner, and Toyota guys instructed me to go about 30 to 31 miles an hour on this puppy. We're in sport mode, 4-wheel drive. We're all good, right?
Let's do it.
Let's see. Oh, there. My buddy Scott is with me. Thanks, man.
You got it.
Thanks.
Good to see you again, Andre.
All right. Line up like this.
Yep. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Nice. All right, that was 29.
Okay,
Let me
so
get
it
you
could have
around.
been. It could have been a little bit faster. Huh?
Let's do it just a hair, just a hair.
Okay. I get the second shot.
You do.
Now we're going 40, my friend.
No, see, that's always the problem when you give that second shot.
Yeah, no, it's all right. When you're going off a jump, like you cannot see the other side,
Right.
so there's always a little bit
Hesitation.
there's a little hesitation. You're like, all right, what am I doing?
Then again, there's no penalties for too slow.
Right. There's a penalty for too fast. We should have a T-shirt.
I like that.
Make a T-shirt out of it.
We're gonna get rich now, Andre.
Yes. Don't give away all of your ideas.
Well done, well done.
Okay, we can try it again.
Yes, sir. Good. Nice.
There.
That was
You know
it.
what? The landing is really easy. I mean, there's no shock. You know, there's not a lot of a big event. It's not a big event.
Not at the right speed.
Nice.
You were probably right at the hair edge of 31, 32.
Was I
right
pushing
there.
it like just on the?
No, you were perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely perfect.
That's
you
great.
couldn't ask for better than that. So,
Let me pick up my buddy.
yeah, for
Can
sure.
I pick up my buddy?
Yep.
All right, Case, please come in.
Oh yeah? How was that, Andre?
Are you tired of eating sand?
Oh no, I'm just getting started.
Nice.
So Case, what have we learned in this video? Well, I think actually the TRD Pro 4Runner and now the Trail Hunter 4Runner, they're actually pretty close to each other, aren't they?
Yeah, I think a lot of similarities, even though they are set up for slightly different use cases. I think if you're primarily rock crawling, then this Trail Hunter might end up being a better rig for you if you want the roof rack, some things like that. But
Yeah.
it really depends on styling wise what you like better. I don't think there's a massive separation between the two.
And they cost the same.
Yeah.
But now we have to pick like which one would be your favorite between the Pro and the Trail Hunter.
Now I'm gonna lean Trail Hunter personally because I like the fact that these flares aren't painted in Colorado as wide as these are.
Yeah.
Then I think that's gonna be a little less susceptible to pinstriping. I also like the bronze wheels on this one. I like the color of the interior.
What about this?
I like the roof rack, all of that. Even though I will say today in particular, I had the most fun in the Pro in the air.
In the air. You did jump it as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning Trail Hunter as well. I mean, these are not meant to tow heavy trailers, obviously. We found that out.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of payload, but I think I love the look of the Trail Hunter. Well, let us know what you think in the comments below. And of course, we'll see you next time.